Ends up on pole position. Monras behind him, just checking his mirror there or something, looking substantially over to the left, perhaps looking to the marshal actually to see if he's in exactly the right grid slot. But now Jose Luis Abadin will be the final man to line up in his grid position, and when he's ready, the green flag will be waved and the final round of the 2011 FIA Formula 2 Championship will be underway. The mechanics and engineers wait with bated breath because we've got the green flag waved from the back of the field now. The lights come on and we're away. Who's going to get the best getaway? It looks like it's a decent start for Ramon Pinheiro. He's got alongside Mirko Bortolotti already as they head down in towards turn one for the first time. Who's it going to be in the lead? It's going to be Pinheiro. Marinescu is trying to follow through on the inside as well. Bortolotti could get shuffled down. He's going to try and go all the way around the outside of turn one. There's a little bit of contact further back in the field, but who's going to exit turn three in the lead of this race? We wait to see as they head towards turn four. The mechanics want to see as well. So it was a fantastic start. It's Bortolotti. He's managed to hang on around the outside. Mihai Marinescu right with him. Brundle sending a lunge up the inside. Hegerwold's going in the gravel on the outside. That's going to send him right to the back of the field. Let's hope he can keep it going and keep it out of there. But Miki Monras has dropped down to fourth then. Brundle is into fifth. Sixth place for Kelvin Schnooks. He's lost a position. A man who's made up a bit of ground is Christopher Zanella, and a good start for Jack Clark.
Yeah, I thought Pinheiro had it there, but he just didn't manage to brace quite late enough to hold off Bortolotti, and a fantastic effort to regain the lead from Bortolotti there.
I think Miki Monras will be the most frustrated man after that start, because Marinescu must have got an excellent start to move from fourth to almost second, really. He was alongside Bortolotti as well. Very impressive driving. Schnooks is now coming under pressure from Alex Brundle. He's going to squeeze the Englishman towards the inside. Jack Clark is going past Mikkelmack as well. Schnooks has managed to hang on around the outside. He's going to lose grip. They're still side by side up into the right-hander of turn 12, and Brundle finally makes the move stick. Good move there from the man from King's Lynn as he heads out towards the tight and twisty final part of the circuit. But the key now is going to be how quickly can Bortolotti begin to pull away from Ramon Pinheiro, if at all.
Well, exactly, and I think what Ramon has to do is use those boost buttons up to stay with Bortolotti. Bortolotti probably has fractionally better pace, but he's still 8/10 close enough to Bortolotti, so he should be picking up a decent tow as we see Zanella on the back of James Cole. Or was it Timo Stort, sorry, on the back of James Cole there? Yeah,
Mikkelmack I thought was going to be closer to Jack Clark than he was coming into turn one. Clark needs to be careful he doesn't outbrake himself and compromise him all the way through turns 3 and 4. Here's a look at, this will be Hegerwold going off then. So it looks like he almost gets caught out by Alex Brundle braking and has to duck to the outside.
Yeah, I think he was expecting Brundle to brake a bit later than that, and as we see Manuel being a bit annoyed with that because he's the mechanic of Hedgewold. Yeah, I think he was just a bit surprised with how early Brundle braked there.
Into the left-hander at turn 4 they come then, and so Jack Clark has got himself up into 8th position after starting 11th, so that's a good start from him. Who else has been the big movers? Brundle's made up a position, Zanella has made up 2 as well, so surely there must have been... There's no real big loser from all that. They've just kind of gently shuffled around in the middle of the pack. James Cole has moved up into 11th place, so I guess Hegerwold is the big loser, isn't he? Because he's right down the back of the field, 11 seconds off the lead of the race, so we'll have to watch him come back through the field. But now we need to look where the battles will develop.
Yeah, in some respects, I think he was quite lucky just to make it out of the gravel trap there. So we'd be interested to see whether he can overtake Suresh Warren and Krylov in front of him.
It's so easy to Mirko Bortolotti. And of course, Ramon Pinheiro, if he wants to take second place in the championship, has to win this race, which is going to be a tough ask at all times, but it's going to be a tough ask when Bortolotti is in form like this. But for Pinheiro to even be in the challenge for second position is frankly very impressive indeed, because in the first 7 races he had 3 non-points finishes and he didn't pick up a podium until the second half of the season at Brands Hatch. His form in the second half of this year has been phenomenal.
Absolutely, and I think it comes down to driver confidence. You get one good result and then everything builds from there, and suddenly that little bit of pressure that was there originally is just disappeared, and the results start coming. And I think also we've seen that from Bortolotti. You know, he didn't have this level of an advantage at the beginning of the year, but as soon as those results start coming in, things just get better and better really for each driver.
There's a little crest, isn't there, on the apex of that first corner, which tends to spin the cars out a little bit wide. Drivers 2 and 8 are under investigation, so that's James Cole and Plamen Kralev. So potentially for jump starts are the only thing I could think of there. So
yeah, I don't think we've seen anything so
continuing to close on Alex Brundle, but the gap between them probably, I imagine, lurking around 0.6 of a second. 5.5 the last time they crossed the line, so if Snooks can hook it all up, there may be a small chance of making a move on Alex Brundle. Have we had our drive-through penalties taken yet? A warning flag for car 21, which is Timo Stortz. So who's been up to a bit of mischief, probably at the exit of turn 3. As Marinescu drops down the hill. Is Snooks close enough this time around? No, not quite. Brundle is checking his mirrors fervently. It looked as though Jack Clark was having to go defensive from Mikkel Mack. Back in the shot, yes, because Mack's on the outside as they come down into turn 1. Is Mack going to be able to go all the way around the outside? Clark will surely just take the apex. Mack's going to give it a go, and this will be a very impressive move from the young Dane. It is a very impressive move from the young Dane as he moves up into 8th position. Very impressive move there, Jonathan.
Absolutely right. He got his car alongside, and that was exactly what you need to do. I mean, we've seen a couple of drivers at yesterday's race get it not quite there, and yeah, he got the job done really on the braking zone and managed to carry the speed around the outside. So fantastic respect from both of them, because it would have been pretty easy for Clark to run him a little bit wide, but he didn't do that, and good to see.
Absolutely, very fair driving. So Mihai Marinescu and Miki Monras turn into turn 4 once again. Monras has brought the gap down to just under a second, which is good news for him. Lariche is still just behind Jack Clark. Rundown of the order: Bortolotti leading, Pinheiro second, Marinescu third, as we've seen. Then it's Monras in 4th, Brundle in 5th, Schnuck still there in 6th place, unable to close in on Alex. Zanella in 7th, Mack in 8th, 9th is Clark, and 10th is Benjamin Lariche. Tobias Hagevold actually across the line 8 seconds behind now, so Bortolotti just has the ability to just pump in the fast laps. As we look at track at the moment, there is Ramon Pinheiro in 2nd place. Jonathan Palmer watching on. He will be presenting the trophies, and we're also going to have the championship trophy presentation, so it'll be 2 trophies for Mirko Bortolotti this afternoon. Still a warning for Calvin Snooks, but I don't think unless he goes predominantly off the circuit on this final lap, I don't think he will be in trouble. But this year has been all about Mirko Bortolotti. He took the first win of the season at Silverstone, followed it up with a second, then a difficult weekend down in the middle of France in Magny-Cours, but he was right back on the pace at Spa with a second and a first. I think he took pole position for the first race of the weekend at Spa, but got it knocked off him for not respecting the yellow flags. He won the second race at Spa, then he won both races at the Nürburgring. Difficult first race of the weekend at Brands Hatch, where he was penalised for a collision with Alex Brundle in qualifying, but then a run of 4 second places, 2 at the Red Bull Ring and 1 at Brands Hatch and Monza respectively. And as he comes into turn 13 for the final time, it's going to be a brace of wins in the final 2 rounds of the 2011 FIA Formula 2 Championship. He is also going to be the driver who has won the most F2 races in the 3-year history of the championship. Across the line he comes for his 7th win of the season, his 8th Formula 2 victory, and he is a deserving champion. Ramon Pinheiro's 2nd place, not enough to take 2nd in the championship, but 3rd place and a GP2 test awaits. Mihai Marinescu comes home in 3rd place, 4th for Miki Monras. High fives from Ramon Pinheiro's crew. Brundle is going to come across the line in 5th position. There he comes, Snooks behind, Zanella and Mikkel Mack completing the top 8. Very impressed with Mikkel Mack's performance. Jack Clark, is he going to hang on from 9th ahead of Zanella? I imagine so, but Mirko Bortolotti taking the win. Another excellent win from the Austro-Italian, as Jonathan Palmer heads towards the podium to congratulate Mirko, I have no doubt, and the rest of the top 3 finishers. And here's a look at the championship, the final championship standings then. I'm not 100% sure if this is including the dropped scores. Yes, I think it is, isn't it? Yes, so good work from the TV crew.
Mirko, you are the 2011 FIA Formula 2 champion. You have finished like you started, with a win. It's been a dominant season for you.
Yes, it's been a great season for us. I'm really happy to finish the year in that way. That's my way to say goodbye to all the people I worked with, and I want to thank them once again for everything they've done for me. It was a big pleasure to be here, and yeah, hopefully I can find a good program for next year.
Congratulations to Bortolotti then.